Hey there friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. In today's video, I'm going to be working on my second layout using the Breathe Story Kit from Ali Edwards for Story Kit Crush that is exclusive here to Patreon. For today's layout, I was inspired by two quotes, one that was from a journaling card and one that is on a chipboard piece here. So the card says, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." And then the quote on the chipboard piece says, "I meet myself in stillness and we breathe." And what I really was drawn to about these two quotes, these two sentiments, was this idea of morning time and stillness, breathing room, time to think, time to reflect. And for me, I have been working on doing that a lot more this year in 2022. I've always tried to be somewhat of a morning person. I've always struggled with getting up in the morning, but there's something about when you actively and intentionally get up in the morning and spend those precious moments just kind of being alive and, drinking the coffee and letting your thoughts kind of run around your head, that there's something beautiful about that. So I want to do a story about this, and this one has a bit more journaling than normal. In fact, a lot of my Breathe stories ended up having a lot of journaling in them, since this kit tended to lean more towards a reflective type of documenting rather than real action-based or event-based documenting. This one for me became really introspective. So what I have here today to work with are these two cards, and I'm planning to create a layout where the photo I have here, which is me in the morning doing some journaling, this photo, the card, the chipboard piece, and potentially some of the tiny phrase stickers from the Breathe Story Kit. I'm going to pull some of those out, I think, too. I'm going to use to create a layered page on the left side. On the right side, I've got all of my journaling done, and this is a 6x8, so it will go directly into a page protector. And I also pre-cut out the outside portion of this 6x4 card. So you can see there's two pieces in the middle that I removed, and I'm going to use those in a different layout that you'll see potentially on YouTube, or it might just be as part of my wrap up at the end of the month. But I want to fussy cut out 4 of these pieces to use as bullet points on my journaling over here on the left side. So you can kind of see the way that will look once I get those out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, get those fussy cut out and put down and build this left side. And then once I have this layout completed, we'll slow back down. I will read through my journaling. It is a lot. So no offense if you want to check out and not listen to it. I totally get it. And then we'll call the layout done from there. So let's go ahead and dive into this process. All right, so to get started in our layout for today, first what I'm going to do is take this journaling card and fussy cut out 4 of the mandalas. Now these were, the card itself was a 4x6 card that was covered in this particular design. I cut out of the middle of that 2 of them that were fully intact, and I'm actually going to use those in a completely different layout. For this one, I just wanted the ones that were interacting with the edge of the journaling card. My thought being that I could fussy cut them out and then have them actually interact with the edge of my journaling page as well. So what I did is I cut out 2 of the green ones, 1 of the gray colored ones, and 1 of the blue ones as well. So I'm going to go green, blue, gray, and then green. So it's kind of like a pattern there. I originally, when I designed this, I thought I was going to be able to fit a lot more of them on the page than I actually could. It wasn't until I measured them and realized that they were roughly 2 inches in diameter that I realized I was only going to get 4 of them down the edge. That actually worked out totally fine because it allowed me to go a little bit more in depth into the different sections of my journaling on this page. I really, really like the way that this looks. It's almost got, I don't know, like a very peaceful look to it, because we've got the colors there that are a bit calmer, and then a lot of white space around the journaling itself. For the left side of this layout, I am first starting by adding my photo onto the page. I believe I printed my photo at roughly 6 inches by 6 inches. And then I'm going to take this journaling card and cut a portion of it off so I can stick it at the bottom of the page itself. I want to keep the sentiment as close to the middle as possible. So I cut off the top portion there first and then tried to measure it as best I could, leaving some of that darker color at the bottom because I do really like the way the color looks almost ombre on that card itself. So I believe this ended up being about 2.5 inches, which means I guess that my photo is probably more along the lines of 5.5 by 6, but that's okay. I probably should have printed it a little bit longer anyways, because it would have layered up a tiny bit better on the layout itself. It's okay though. Well, I'm happy with how this turns out. On top of the journaling card, I'm going to add the chipboard phrase that says, "I meet myself in stillness and we breathe." And then I decided to go ahead and take these green tiny phrase stickers and to layer them across the top of my journaling card. I really like the way that this pulls in that lime green onto the photo side of this page, since the lime green is in the mandalas on the right side of this page. So I just think it turned out really nice, and it helped to make this whole page look much more cohesive. Now, the tiny phrase stickers don't reach all the way to the end, so what you'll see me do is take another one and just stick it there on the end and trim a majority of it back off. I just didn't want there to be a gap at the end of, that strip of color. So I think that it's really hard to tell that, that I even did that at all. The last thing I need to do is add my date stamp for when I completed this layout, and then we can call this one done. All right, friends, that completes my layout for today. So I really like the way that this layered up over here using the journaling card and the chipboard phrase and a bunch of those tiny phrase stickers. That's often one of the things I like to do the most with these, is use them almost like a little peak of pattern paper, but it's not pattern paper, if that makes any sense. So that I really like. I love the way that the colors here go along with everything on the right side. This whole page just feels calm and like a breath of fresh air to me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the journaling here. So for this one, I started every single paragraph with the prompt, "I am grateful for." Today, I am grateful for, and then I just write. So I wrote, "Today, I am grateful for an early start to the day. I've made it a goal to get up earlier to start my day in the quiet before the chaos. It's been really good for my mood. For so many years, I've desired to be more of a morning person. I've always failed to make it a lasting habit. I believe mostly because I allow myself to fall into the mindset of, I'm just not a morning person. While it is true that I get bursts of energy in the evening and that I do find it hard to get up in the morning, more and more I've come to realize that this is because I'm allowing myself to make excuses instead of making a true commitment to just wake up. This year, I'm committing to turning in earlier at night and to getting up the first time my alarm goes off. And that's that. Today, I am grateful for a warm and cozy home. The weather has been on the frigid side lately, and we recently turned up our thermostat program to keep our house a bit warmer. It has helped significantly, especially with the whole waking up thing. I find it is super hard to get out of a warm bed when the house is cold. I'm thankful we have the ability to make the morning hours a bit of an easier transition in this way. And that's not to mention the fireplace, one of my top favorite things about our new house. We didn't have the ability to turn on the fireplace in the last house, so it is a special treat to have that option now. Most days, the fireplace is on in the morning and evening hours, giving us a little more heat and a lot more cozy. Today, I am grateful for Aaron. I'm so thankful that Aaron has been able to work from home most days, even if it did take a pandemic to make that happen. I'm grateful that his company sees this kind of arrangement as a long-term practice, in that it allows him to continue working for a company he loves without having a super long commute every day. I'm thankful that in being home more, Aaron has also been able to take a larger role in parenting and in helping with the house upkeep. We are able to eat lunch together and chat about our days, which makes me feel as though I have a coworker instead of just being by myself all of the time. I feel that working remotely has allowed Aaron to engage more fully in his home life outside of working hours. I am forever grateful. Today, I'm thankful for the kids and how lucky Aaron and I are to have them. I remember when they were just a dream for the future, this seed of an idea of us being parents and what our family would look like at that point. I'm grateful that our children are both fairly independent, curious, creative, imaginative, empathetic, strong-willed, and kind. I'm grateful that Izzy enjoys art and creating with her hands. I'm grateful that Jonah is strong and daring, yet cautious and cuddly. I'm thankful that they get along so well, even with 4 years between them, and in spite of the moments of annoyance. I'm thankful that they have each other in a time when social interactions are fewer. I'm grateful for the play and laughter and growth they bring to our family. So that's that. So it's just some thoughts from the morning. Basically what I did is I sat down with a notebook at my kitchen table in the early hours of the morning with a cup of coffee and just journaled about things I was grateful for in that moment. And this is what came out of that. So it was just transposing it and formatting it to fit into this layout and then printing that off. So definitely something I suggest doing every once in a while, just sitting down with a pen and a paper and writing about some things that you feel grateful for in that moment, really reflecting on that and how gratitude can bring such a breath of fresh air into our daily lives. All right, friends, well, that is going to be it for my Breathe story projects this week. I have a couple more that you're going to see over on YouTube. And then at the end of the month, you can catch a video where I will do a wrap up on all of the projects I created with the Breathe Story Kit. So you'll definitely want to check that out once we get to the end of February. On Friday, you're going to have your next Friday with Friends episode available to listen to. So hopefully I'll see you back here then. Until then, have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, friends.